Alright, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of One on One with Eight, and I'm here with my special guest today, man. Got the one and only, man.
Hello, everybody.
So first and foremost, for those who don't know who you are, just give us a little bit of background. You know what I mean, like who you are, and
Well, first and foremost, I'm Sonia. I live in the city of Newark. But the ideal of this, I lost 3 children in the city of Newark. Yeah. That's who I am.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, like I said, if you don't know, you know what I mean, who she is, I'm quite sure by her just saying that right there, you already know. You know what I mean. And if you don't mind, your three sons, what was their name?
Anthony, Antoine, and Taquan. They called them. They had their street names of Ransom, Wreck, and Shice. Ransom, Wreck, and Shice. But I called them Nunu, Darnell, and Kwani. Man. Right. Nunu, Darnell, and Kwani, man.
Yeah. And and not for nothing, and remember, like, that's how I met them. You know what I'm saying? Like, back with the Candy Street and the Candy Middle days. You know what I'm saying? And
the basketball days.
Yeah. And that's who, that's who they always been, you know what I mean? And you always been Miss Sonia since back then, you know what I'm saying? And
because that's who I was first.
Yeah.
Before the big 3.
Yeah.
I always been Sonia, and now it's like you have this label on you, like, well, that's those boys' mother, or that's that lady that lost her 3 kids, or her 3 sons got killed. But that's the lady,
And then they, the public could put a mark on you. Right, like you said, oh, that's the mother. That's the with the 3 kids, and
some marks good, some marks not. But I learned to diversity, and and not live with it because I'm still a human being.
That's right.
And some remarks, some remarks hurt. I just learned how to just not really too much care, because I'ma always be consumed with those 3. So I just learned to just. Not even care.
Yeah, just pretty much just like you said, not even care, just taking what comes with it, because at the end of the day, those were your sons, those were your boys.
Yeah, and it's a lot that comes with that, especially when your young men get killed in these streets. When your child get killed in these streets, some people tend to want to point blame at a parent, and it ridicules us and stuff like that, So I had to learn, like I said, to diverse all that, because is as hard as it may sound and things of that nature, it doesn't get easier.
Yeah.
And I never understood it. I don't even understand it now to this day. It just gets worse. That's just in my own opinion. It just got worse for me, with the feelings and the emotions and stuff like that. I guess because now I'm starting to really deal with it, because I never dealt with it before. I just ate it, chalked it up, and and that was it.
Yeah, and like even going through it, like how was it for you to even cope with it? You know what I mean? Like especially like back when it was more fresh, because it's always gonna feel it, because them your sons, so you always gonna feel it. But when it was more fresh at the time, all right. So let's go back to the beginning, right? Let's start with your oldest. Let's start with Ransom, right? And because he was actually the first child that you lost.
Right.
And in that time frame, like, like what was really like your feelings and emotions, like, when the news broke.
Your feelings and emotions be all over the place, because you is you that has to deal with all of that, and your feelings and your emotions are all over the place. It's just the fact that, can you get them together at that point? What can you do? It's either you're darned or you're not, and it's either you're gonna break, fall, bend, or however, and it's not easy. And it just goes back to just like what I stated, like you said, and it's not even being harsh, but you know, when it was fresh. To me, it's still, you know, like, oh my goodness, it's still like yesterday, it's still like this, it's still like that. But, you know, to other people, it's like, it's not old, but it was years ago. You know, it was years ago. You know, and when you stop and you look at it, I just was thinking the other day, and I just was like, wow. Darnell passed away in 2011. It's about to be this many. And, you know, I don't think like that because it's like, I don't want to lose the fact that, you know, it's like you want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
You know, I guess now is what they call a grieving stage or a mourning stage.
Okay.
It's like Benjamin Buttons. It's so backwards, but I'm dealing with it.
Yeah. And like so when that you know, like when Darnell went, you know what I'm saying, like it was a shocker, you know what I'm saying, like it was 2011, you know, social media started to come into play, right? And you see a bunch of stuff all over the social medias, right? Yeah. And like, was you still in the social media world at that time, or did you remove yourself from it?
Around that time, I never was like a social media gangster. I like social media, but me personally, I can't take social media. You know, it's some people can deal with it and some people can't. I think I would rather just be there from time to time and stuff like that because I have a lot of things in me and stuff like that I want to express and I want to say, you know, and I feel like, and especially because of my daughter, both of my daughters, I feel like if I do it, you know, it's just a lot. So, you know, during that time in 2011, I was on social media. I really had to, I think that's what really taught me to leave social media alone too much. Because, you know, it was things being thrown at me on social media, like, you know.
Your son
deserved what he got. And, you know, at the end of it, you know, I'm not in denial about my kid. You know, but that was my son. That's my son.
Regardless of what.
So don't say that about my son. Just as well as I taught him better than whatever he was doing out here. But I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm talking about? Do I believe my son would have gotten killed out here in these streets? Maybe. But he had a whole city that would have done it. You know, it's the way and the manner of what happened to that young man. It's not, oh, he got shot, they shot my kid. No. It's what happened to him and the way it happened to him. You know, and this is why I want, you know, to do what I'm doing. Because it's things that, it's not that I have to justify anything, but it's things that need to be known and need to be sorted out. You know, you being ridiculed by the police, by this person, by that person, and half of you don't even know me. Half of you don't even know that I break heck and hot water just not to get them out of trouble, but to see what's going on because I'm a parent. You know, and you know, it's a lot. And dealing with this whole scenario, the whole situation, I learned a lot. It's nothing that they can tell me about any of this type of, you know, this type of stuff right here. And it's not because I buried my 3 children. It's just I had to deal with so much in debt with those 3 young men with a lot of stuff. It's just I look at stuff different. And I look at some people different. You know, I look at some people different as well. But, you know.
And is it mainly because you feel as though they wasn't, you know, behind you as if you felt as though they should have been, or you thought that they would have been?
Right. And I think that's where your mind starts being so baffled that you think you entitled, you think this and you think that, and that's only because of, and I can speak for one kid. That's only because of who Darnell was. You know. People have a persona of him being Ransom, but other people have a persona of him being Ransom and Darnell. And Ransom and Darnell wasn't bad guys, you know. And at the end of it, Do I think my son deserves something? Yeah, I do. But I can't force nobody. I couldn't force nobody. Do I think that somebody deserved to say, well, go see that guy's mother or do that? Because I know that's what he would have done. You know, it's a lot of things that I play mind games and stuff like that, but I just had to realize that they not my kid.
Yep.
But it also makes me mad at my kid because that's who you were. And now look.
Yeah.
Now look.
Yeah. Because the only thing that left is, you know, like sort of say like a stain. Because they won't look at Darnell. They're gonna see Ransom.
Yeah.
And they're gonna associate it with negativity. And my thing is, those actions don't reflect your parenting, right? Because whatever was taught in the house, yeah, when you're grown, yeah, whatever you taught in the house, that has nothing to do with what you go out there in the streets and decide to do. And I think that you know, like you gotta like you know, like a lot of false blame and narrative thrown at you because of whatever your adult kids done as adults.
If you allow 130-something pound young man to do something to you in these streets, don't blame his mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't blame his mother, because I didn't raise him that way. Because if you would have brought him to me, I would have dealt with him. Because that's the type of parent I was.
Yeah.
And that's the type of parent I still am.
I seen it get done plenty of times growing up around it. And
you know, it hurt. It does. It hurts a lot to be stereotyped. You know, like I said, I'm going through everything now that should have been back then.
Gotcha.
I should have gave a damn back then. Gotcha. You know, but back then I didn't even care. I was... you know, trying to bury those kids, trying to put them away, you know, and I think that's what, with that part, that keeps me just a little grounded is because I put them away in their resting spot comfortably. Gotcha. Because you're forever going to have something that's going to mind boggle you, and I just didn't want that, you know, so that's what I was consumed with back then, and it's like now, everything is just, you know, I want to go sit in the cemetery all the time. I want to do this. I want to do that. You know, I push myself to go to work on a daily basis. And I push myself to go to work on a daily basis because, honestly, it's all I have. If I don't work, I don't have nothing. Yeah. Because, you know, you can't.
You get left with that idle time. Your mind, you stuck with just your mind, right? And your mind to get to racing, and it's a lot, right?
It's a whole lot.
It's a whole lot.
It's a whole lot. Your mind plays so many tricks and mind games on you till it's not even funny. Yeah. Till it's not even funny, and it's dangerous. Yeah, it is. It's dangerous. Yeah, it is. Depression is serious. Depression will kill you. You know, I was in a hospital for about like 2 days. Like, I mean, I'm smart. Yeah. I didn't even know that your heart rate supposed to be a certain point and stuff like that, and it was just like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. And it was just like, you know, she just going through it, and all I could do was just keep crying. And it's not for nothing, but you know, that's all I could do because I have never gotten it out. Yeah. I've never yet for somebody to just hold me and say, you know, and just let it out, because I've done it all by myself. I've done it all by myself, you know. And I even commend certain people, you know, if they can, you know, by what they have done for me, because it is hard. It is hard to be around somebody that lost their children. You don't know what to do. You know, it is hard.
And sometimes, okay, so we talked about rumors, right? So one thing that I've heard on your part is like sometimes Sonia could be a minefield. You don't even really know. You don't even know what to say to. You don't want to say nothing. You don't want to set her off. You don't want her to. And there was even times where it was difficult, you know what I mean, for whether righteously or unrighteously, you know what I'm saying, for some dudes to come around, because it was like, oh, so shit, pointing a finger at you, said you did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at that point, that's just like saying, oh, Sonia losing her mind.
That's exactly what it was.
And there's nothing wrong with me at all. And I'm here to say that part.
And that's what's
Sonia's just hurt.
Let's make that
Sonia's very heartbroken.
Let's make that clear one more time. Sonia is not losing her mind.
Sonia's definitely not losing her mind. Sonia's hurt. And Sonia's very heartbroken. And as far as a man coming around, it's my opinion in my own life that I don't want someone here, because I do have a lot going on just with that. And to love somebody, I can't even love myself at this point. So at the end of it, no, I don't want to bring a man in. And it's not because I'm going to think that he has something to do with my children or something like that. Because first off, I'm not that naive to deal with somebody like that. Because secondly, I know exactly what happened to all three of those young men. And I know whose family to deal with and whose family not to deal with. So, you know, I would, you know, that's very crazy, but I would never just sit there and blatantly point the finger at somebody just because. Even with people that I know that was still being with certain people and stuff like that, you still don't have nothing to do with that, because this is what happened. You were not the trigger man, you're not the gunman, you were not at the table when all of this came about. And even if you was, you didn't pull the trigger.
Exactly.
Because, you know, a lot of people grew up with the same people, you know, so I can't.
It's only the city is big, but the networking is only but so small.
Right, and I can't tell people who to be with. I could just do what I know.
Yeah. You could just see it and then just move.
That's it, and I know what I would do, and I know if it was me, I know how I would move. So, like I said, I had to just stray away and stuff like that. So I still be around people, you know, but I just found being with myself is better, because nobody understands me but me. And I'm not expecting for nobody to understand me, especially at this point, because at this point in my life, like I said, it's getting a little bit harder and a little bit worse, but nobody wants to keep hearing that story that happened in 2011, 6 months later in 2012, and darn sure not after 3 days after Christmas in 2015, because it's 2021 now. Somebody's grandmother just got killed, you know, and stuff like that. But, you know, at the end of it, it's this just a part of me. But I always feel so bad for other people too, because, you know, I'm a human being and I was raised to feel for other people, you know, so I don't just sit there and just put my plate right there in the middle. Ain't nobody gonna eat, nobody not gonna say nothing. If it's not about those three boys, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. No, that's unfair. That's very unfair. Because I know at the end of the day, my sons cared about people. So, you know, I just sit back. If somebody wants to talk or they want, and I'll do it. But I just try to sit back, because it's much more than just me here hurting, especially in this city. It's much more than just me. My number's probably just a little big. And me personally, I don't even think my number's big. I honestly think it's somebody else in the city of Newark that probably numbers bigger than mine. Probably didn't happen in the same way, but you know, I think like that. I think outside my box, because it's not just about Sonia. It's about a whole city. And I only can speak about my city because this is where I'm from.
Exactly.
I can't speak about nowhere else but Newark, New Jersey. It's more than, it's not only about me. This is why when I was asked to do this, or when I asked to do this, you know, I wanted to, you know, especially I know you know, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of you young black men trying to do something, you know, because at the end of it, when it's all said and done and these things happen to these young men, and you know, it happens, and even happens to anybody. The parents are still left here. We're left here. Some of us are still left here just as clueless as, you know, the cases still open, stuff like that, and you just, and it's just like whatever. So, you know, if I do see somebody and I have an attitude one day, well, just scratch your head and think like, she did bury 3 sons and she's liable. Because I'm a whole human being, and I can have an attitude and be hurt,
and rightfully so. And because you said 6 months after your first one. It was 6 months after that?
6 months. You don't even believe it.
I
you
don't.
see what I'm talking about? And because it's like, wow, how? What? Like, yeah. And see, so for a person to sit there and say, well, she'll want to blame, no. Sonia has much more going on than, that's what I think about. I think about those 6 months that I could have did anything to myself.
Yeah.
People out here and you worried about she pointing a finger, no. And don't ridicule me, try to help the lady.
Word.
And
because realistically, like 6 months, like the ground not even hard enough yet.
The ground not even
it's still
hard.
Soft.
I didn't even have to open it up again.
That's crazy.
That's the sick part about
That's
it.
sick, man.
Because 6 months before that,
Mm-hmm.
I had to take that young man off of a respirator.
Mm-hmm.
That still boggles me and play mind games with me right now to this day, because there's people getting shot out here in their head and stuff, and they still living. And it's like, what did you do? What did you do? Did you kill this boy? I live with that every day, and I'm being real here. So for somebody to say, oh shit, I may run a man away.
Hell yeah. Shit.
Who wants a man at this point when you don't even know yourself?
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you something. I do have somebody that loves and adores me so much.
And that's what's up.
He loved and adored me so much. So
that's great to hear.
Yeah, he loved and adored me so much. And he had a chance to sit back and respect and just from a conversation, so it's very different. It's very different. But I do have somebody that really loves and adores me and that understands me, and he's not scared. But the difference is he's not from here. He's definitely not from here. I couldn't.
You couldn't.
Because, I couldn't. I'm tired of that here. I had to go out my box or however it may goes, but I'm happy. I'm definitely happy. And he's not running nowhere in me either.
That's what's up.
So, I'm definitely happy.
Yeah, that's definitely what's up, man. And I'm happy for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you deserve it, right? And regardless of what, I know you. You know what I'm saying? Like I've known y'all since at least like 96, right? So, and it's just like, I know like you said, I know the person before all the stigma and all the talk and all the bullshit went around, and you was always an outgoing person. You know what I'm saying? You was always, you always had spirit in you, and you was always a fun person to be around. Cause
I wasn't just those boys' mother. I'm Sonia.
Yeah.
I had a life before those kids. Even though, I was a young parent, 15 years old. What was this girl thinking about? But you gotta know something. It's not like I had no guidance, but I had no guidance. My mother was gone already at the age of 10. She didn't get high. And every time I talk about my mother, it's no disrespect to nobody's parent. But I always like to justify that, because during those times back then in the 80s and stuff, certain parents was passing away. They was passing away from being high, stuff like that. But my mother just died. She didn't get high. She didn't smoke cigarettes, nothing. She just dropped dead in the middle of the street, taking me to school. Something that you can't even...
So you was
I'm such a living testimony. I was with her. I'm such a living testimony. I don't even know how I'm still sitting here.
And that's one thing I always tell, like, I always get inspiration from your strength, right? And like I said, I ain't even know about, your mother's situation. And that just add on, because it's like, you a Newark treasure, you know what I'm saying? And my thing is, we should be learning from this. We should be drawing inspiration from this, and not backbiting or trying to tear each other down or try to take away from each other, and or even speaking negative in any form, fashion. Yeah,
it's not. Let me tell you something. Tomorrow is not promised to nobody. Man. This is why. When you said 1 o'clock, you can't stand them up, you can't do nothing. 1 o'clock it is, because at the end of the day, nobody's guaranteed. I live life so different. I live life different because of what I've been through. You have to go through something to know. And every time I used to hear my grandmother saying that, she used to be like, the old school sayings, they come back. My grandmother always used to say, you got to go through something to know. And what I've been through, no disrespect to my sons. Let's put them on the back.
Yeah, let's put them over there.
Let's put them over there.
Yeah.
What I've been through.
Yeah.
Sonia here. And then what I picked up, because I brought that to myself because I had those children. But what I already been through, come on. And I'm still trying.
Yeah.
I'm still trying on a daily basis. You know, like I said, Benjamin Buttons gets younger when he get older or something. I don't know. This has gotten worse, and it's supposed to be easing up. I don't understand it. You know, I don't understand it. I don't.
Yeah. And I can tell you one thing. You know, everything that you've been through thus far, you've been each event just been preparing you for the next one, right? And it's just been adding on to your strength. And you know, we might not have the answer to that today, but it's something that's, you know what I'm saying, like your strength is needed, and it might have been for you to, you know, have this strength and tell your story, and it'll save somebody else.
Yeah, because I don't even want to sit and say I'm the strongest person in the world, nothing can break me. Oh no. I'm a human being. My heart is broken to the bottom of my feet.
I can be crushed, I can be hurt.
I can be crushed and I can be hurt, and that's what needs to be talked about and to be known, that you are human.
Yeah.
If you sit there and you're having an okay day today and it's fine and you're laughing all over the place, tomorrow don't think somebody's crazy. They went through something.
Yeah.
They can cry, they can be hurt. We're human here.
Yeah.
Don't think that because we buried these kids so many years ago and this, we not supposed to know. We're human. Nothing is, as for me, because I can only speak for myself, nothing stops for me. I push myself every day. And you know, every day, honestly, it's not like I'm even living for myself. It's like I'm living because I know this is what this person wants. This. Not saying that I want to do something to myself, because that's last from anywhere. Because first of all, for me, like I said, just for me, if that would happen, Sonia, that's just a cop out at this point. Because now I can say, Sonia, that happened so long ago.
You had so many excuses.
Right, Sonia, stop it. But you know, don't ever get it misconstrued. Hurt is so, oh my God. For the past 3 days, I've just been crying. I'm just like, I'm tired of myself crying. I'm tired of it. You know, I'm sick of crying. It's like I'm listening to music, I'm crying. I'm watching something on TV, I'm crying. I can't even watch Medea's Meet the Browns. That young man looks so much like my son.
Yeah, you crying.
And what he's doing for his mother is just what happened with my 3 boys. You want to make it for your mother. The father ain't really hitting on 2 cents. You know, but you know, and it's just, oh my goodness. Yeah. So, you know, life doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop for a parent that has lost their children or their child. Life doesn't stop. One day we may be okay, and we may be hurt.
Okay, so look, I got a question for you. Give me either your most funniest or memorable moments with all 3 of your boys, either individually or all together.
So I'm gonna start with that baby boy first.
Start with Corny Man first.
Yeah. One of the most memorable moments with that guy was we was outside one day, and this was when the Vine first came out. Okay. And I got a video of it, and I was like, "Do it for the Vine, Corny." And I was like, "Do it for the Vine, Corny Man." He was like, "I ain't gonna do it." And I was like, "Do it for the Vine, Corny Man." He was like, "I ain't gonna do it." But in the midst of it, his pants was hanging down. So you could hear me in the video like, "Corny Man, pull your pants up." He like, "I ain't gonna do it." But he was pulling his pants up, you know. Antoine, oh man, that guy right there. Antoine, it's just that smile with this guy. That's him. That smile with this guy, you know. It's a lot of memorable moments. It's just like our time was cut so short. So, you know, just smiles and laughters in the house. Oh man, and that's just like with the big one,
Yeah.
with the big guy. You know, time was cut so short.
Mm-hmm.
I took time for granted.
Okay.
I took my precious time. I took it for granted. My precious time. I took it for granted because I wasn't into the picture thing, the video thing, none of that. You know, so.
Because I was the same way for a long time.
Yeah, so I took that for granted, and I have memories here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And as long as you got them there,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I remember when I put Anthony Darnell in Pop One of football.
How that turned out?
Oh boy, that guy. You know, he really wasn't the football type. You know,
I ain't have him down for that.
No, he wasn't the football, but he did it because
you put him in.
I put him in, and I wanted them to do something with themselves. You know, so he went to play football one day. And it was so cold outside. Oh man, he gave those people over there heck in a respectful way. He just was like, it's so cold out here. Running up and down here. And with Nunu, the second one, I cut his hair. I cut his hair because he was acting up. And he told me that I cut all the strength out of him playing basketball.
You done killed his basketball career. Why you do that, Mom?
I killed his basketball career because I had to cut his hair. Yeah.
Yeah, but and the funny part is, that's all of them though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they all had character because they got it from you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they had character, man. And
you know, some of the stories I hear about Darnell, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I heard stories. I'm not surprised. I'm not gonna say, oh, did he do that? He did that? No, I'm not surprised because my son talked to me. So one thing I had was a relationship with those three boys.
Yeah.
You know. So can't nobody never say, oh, they ain't mess with their mother like that. Oh no, they did. And it was a lot of stuff my son said to me before he passed away. You know, before my son passed away, he fell in love with this little boy named Kwakwa. And oh my God, when I tell you he fell in love with that little boy, I seen the change in him. Yeah. My son didn't even want to really go outside that much because he had that little boy. And he was seeing how much joy it was to be a father. I remember he sat there on the edge of the bed and was like, man, they aggravating. I don't want to keep going outside. You know, nobody don't know what he used to say in the house or when he came to see me and little stuff like that. You know, this is why, you know, I act the way I act. You know, it's just a lot because I remember a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was his little man. You feel me? And that's just what it was. That's what he said, and that's what it was. And not only
love him.
Yeah, and not only that's what he said, but he showed it.
Yeah.
He displayed it in front of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like.
It's like time was cut so short for that young man.
Yeah.
Time was cut so short for my son. You know. It's crazy. It really is. It's crazy. That particular day is just ridiculous. You know. I even had a chance to talk to the ambulance drivers like about a couple years ago after that happened.
Okay.
Because it happened right across the street from an ambulatory care system where they bring the ambulance out. You know, and they told me about the melee that day. You know, it's just crazy. Those 3 weeks that I endured was just a little sick. Yeah. You know, I don't wish that on anybody. Yeah. I don't wish that on anybody. Those 3 weeks I endured, you know, was sick. And it plays mind games with me right now to this day. Like so many mind games.
Because you can't erase it.
You can't erase it. It's never going to go anywhere. This never going to go anywhere. Never. Yeah. Never. If you have images, the images, just everything, you know, just everything. Yeah. Sometimes on certain days, I just relive the moment. I relive the moment, and the moment is so surreal, you know, because it feels like it's right there, you know.
And, you know, I believe, you know, that you made the best calls that you could make in those times. And you know, like we could easily, like they say, hindsight is 20/20, right? So we could easily look back to 2011. We could easily look back to yesterday and see what we could have done different. But in that moment, you know what I'm saying, I believe that you made the best decisions that you could have made.
I have no regrets of nothing I did back then. I have no regrets. I have no regrets of my parenting skills and nothing, because at the end of the day, I have 3 black men high school graduates.
Yeah.
So I have no regrets about that part. And my sons had some very good male support in their lives.
Yeah.
Especially my oldest son.
Yeah.
You know, he had some very good male support. So you know,
they kept they kept them around. They kept them close.
Yeah.
They kept them close. And like I said, you know, what a person does or whoever they choose to involve themselves with as grown men and on their time, that's nobody's failure. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he wasn't a failure, or neither was, you know what I mean, his 2 brothers.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the circumstances. You know, like we from Newark. We from a rough city, and we all know what goes on out here.
Right. And
we all know, you know, you have to move accordingly.
And especially if you're not the person. You can only speak. You're not in my shoes, so it's very easy to say, well, she should have just left. She should have did this. She should have did that. Then you should have helped me and gave me money or tried to do something. Because that's what it would have took. Yeah. Because here was all I knew. I had a job here and everything. Where else was I going? Yeah.
And that's
no
easy task to pick up and move a whole family and change your whole life.
Exactly. It's easier said than done. Trust that. I didn't just leave those kids here for them to get killed, and to say that is just sick. Yeah. That's sick. You know, that's cruel to say to somebody's parent.
It is, man.
And not that they said it to me, because I think they were smart enough. Because I think that was very smart not to say that to me. Yeah. You know, but
you still hear it. Though.
Right, and to hear it is like, are you kidding me? So that's why, you know, I had to shy away from social media. I had to do a lot of stuff. I find myself, you know, and when I post, you know, I get when I post those boys, oh my God, the likes be so crazy. Yeah. Because people really love those kids. Yeah. And then, you know, some people just feel bad for me, period, because they just like, what? Like, 3 and
how you still stand? How you still...
Right, but it's a struggle every day. I'm not saying it's easy, and I promise you, it's not a walk in the park. No, it's not a walk in the park. Every day is a trial and a tribulation for myself.
That's right. Because
I'm still me, and I have a personal life, but those boys are gonna forever be with me. And you know, I talk about those boys every day. Yeah, every single day, I talk about Nunu, Darnell, and Kwani, man. Yeah. Every single day. Because it's like, I don't want nobody to forget them. You know, like I said, I guess it's the grieving process now or something like that. Okay. You know.
And so quick question though, right? What type of advice would you have for, you know, a mother that have been in your position, like as far as losing a child?
There's no advice that you can give a parent, because you have to be in that predicament. You can't give a parent that lost a child any advice because they hurt and they in pain. So I can't sit there and tell somebody's parent, oh, you know, you gonna be all right, because Sonia, as soon as she leave, you gonna go upstairs and go cry. So I don't think that, you know, I think it's just being there for somebody, you know, and just even if they just want to just do what they want to do, you know, just be there for them.
Yeah, support them.
Support them. Don't go nowhere, because after all that smoke clears, after everything's said and done,
everybody come to your house, they get food, they cry, but that crowd leave.
That crowd leave.
They might not leave that first day.
And everything, and then it's just like, oh, wee hours of the morning. Who can I call? Because I haven't even spoken, or they don't even try to
Yeah.
And then that's when, you know, so I would never tell another parent in my position, and I don't care how many children they lost.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna be all right. You know, you just, no.
Yeah.
That's why when people say it to me, you know, certain people don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I know exactly what to say.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with me losing my own 3 children. I just know what to say.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to say, oh, you'll be okay. No, you won't.
Yeah.
If you crying and stuff like that now, I know definitely tomorrow you're not going to be okay.
I think that's one of the worst things to say to is you're going to be okay.
Yeah. But I can tell you that prayer, I don't care who you pray to, it works.
Yeah.
And self-love, oh my God. You start loving yourself. I looked in the mirror at myself the other day. I didn't cut my hair because of something I was going through, but my hair was so damaged and so affected by everything I was going through that I had to get my hair cut, you know, a little bit. I had to cut it, and I looked at my face the other day, and I just was like, you look a little bit brighter than what you did about 3 weeks ago or about a month ago. You look a little bit brighter. You know, keep it.
Yeah.
Because you're 46 years old. You still don't want to be, you still want somebody to say, you're 46.
Yeah.
Because see, one thing I don't do is go out here and, oh yeah, you know I'm Sonia, I'm the mother of the 3. No, I don't do that. I really don't do that. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
You know, but I know I'm not going to look young forever, but I don't want nobody to say, oh, you 46.
She let herself go.
Yeah, she looked like it.
Yeah.
You know, I still get that.
Yeah.
So you're 46.
Yeah.
I held you down for that.
Yeah. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I want that because I'm still trying to live.
Yeah.
As bad as it hurts, and on your worst day, it's just like,
life is still worth living.
Yeah,
it's still
worth living. It hurt,
yeah.
But you know, I guess you just gotta. I guess it's just like a flu or a bug or something. Like, you know, you gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's some days I get lumps in my throat, and I just. Oh man, the back of my neck be hurting.
Yeah.
You know, I have my own bedroom, and my edge of my bed is my best friend. And I tell somebody, I don't have a lot of people to come visit me, but if somebody come to my house, if you want the light on, turn it on. But me, I'm sitting right here. As long as the TV on, it's okay. And I don't even watch TV and stuff like that, cause I don't want to. It's like my world has been rocked and shattered so much. I don't want to see. None of that. Yeah. I just don't.
You gotta focus on you.
You have to.
You gotta have that self-care. Yeah. You got to.
When you going through this, this type of pain and suffering, you have to.
Yeah.
Because if you looking from
somewhere else,
I'm not gonna even use somewhere else or Tom, Dick, and Harry. If you just looking for it, the first place is to seek it is through yourself. Because if you're not loving yourself. You already see nobody else gonna do it. You have to love yourself.
Yeah.
You have to wanna go take a look in that mirror and give a darn about yourself. It's either we gonna fall or we gonna get up and we gonna do it. You know. But I'm never gonna say that every day is gonna be cake and candy. No. 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 And I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Every day is a struggle and a push. It's just how you maneuver it and how you deal with it. I don't think I'm the strongest person. I just think I'm dealing with it my way. Like I told you, I've been crying for 3 days straight. Nobody will know that until I just sat here and said that. Because when you see me, hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you? You don't know I just got out of my car bawling my eyes out. You'll see my face and think something else probably. But you don't know that lady just got out of her car bawling her eyes out. Because I couldn't wait to stop having this conversation with you from whatever we was talking about. Because I really wanted to go cry. I really wanted to go cry.
I need to get over here and go let this out.
Right now. Hey, how you doing? So, you know, that's how it is for me on a daily basis.
You know? And it's like, you know, like going back to like what you said about, you know, your grandmother. She always said that, like, nah, like, life is gonna. You ain't been through nothing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go through something
to know something. You gotta go through it to know it.
Because it's, you know, like, and you know, even like I have no advice for this. It's just something that you have to go through. You know what I'm saying? Whatever works for you, you have to, first look inside yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't go find it anywhere else. It's going to be forever elusive until you look inside yourself.
My father died
Mm-hmm.
last year. I think it was last year. Or 2019. Last year. However it goes.
Okay.
I haven't even dealt with that yet.
Mm.
I put that all the way on the back burner.
Ain't even get to that yet.
I ain't even get to that yet. I ain't even get to that part yet. And I'm his baby girl. Look just like him. Love my daddy to death. Out of the blue, father gone. Just was at the hospital with him the whole night. I ain't even get to that part yet. So it all just goes to say, hurt is hurt and pain is pain. It does, so this is why I don't divert somebody's pain and just, I lost kids, they'll never understand my pain. No, I don't do that. Yeah. Because I'm hurt over my mother, and it's been since 1984. And that's my mother, So I don't look at nobody's pain different, because I don't. Yeah. I just feel bad for people, and I just wish that people would just be there for people, honestly. And just, if you got a strong support system, that's dope. Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. That's dope, and keep that. Yeah. Because that's what people need. Yeah. Especially because it's just all about being heartbroken. Depression and being heartbroken is so crazy. Yeah. And it could take you out of here. Just a silent killer. Just a silent killer, and you'll never know. Yeah.
You don't even see the company. You don't even get a chance to prepare for it or nothing. And, like you said, we have to start appreciating each other's time. You know what I'm saying? Appreciating each other while we here. Support each other. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a simple conversation. Whether it be just to check in, see how you doing.
Yeah. Because don't stop to think that somebody don't need you because 11, 12, and 15, and it's 2021.
Yeah.
I don't know. I dealt with so much to the point to whereas I'm just over it. Yeah. Over it. Okay. And I really do want to just live. I want to mourn and grieve my boys. And I think I got it set in to the point to whereas this is going to be forever a part of me. So, and even with my significant other, like somebody said, she give it somebody, she point the finger. I don't do that. But, I even had to make sure that he understood that it's going to be days and times that, you prepare for that. Just as well as it might be days and times for himself. Am I prepared for it? Because like I said, hurt is hurt and pain is pain. Yeah. You don't have to lose children just to be hurt. Yeah. You could lost your mother, so, that's my thing. Yeah. Before I stepped into anything, I had to just make sure. Because it is hard. Yeah, to hard. Find somebody, yes, it's very hard. Nobody wants to be with a crazy lady.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, nobody wants to be with a crazy lady. And it's so sad because that's what you'll think. Oh, this lady's crazy. She crazy. And I'm not. I'm just broken and I'm hurt.
Yeah. And, And so, what's next for you? What's next for Miss Sonia?
Well, honestly, I have to get into my book. I have to. Okay. Because I keep talking about it, keep writing, and, and the more and more I go through stuff, look at the more and more pages in your book, and the Through Our Voices podcast. Okay. Since the coronavirus came or whatever. Okay. Put a little stagnant there or whatever. But I really want to get into my podcast because do I think that my voice can help somebody? I hope so. Yeah. Because it is just a push. And yes, if this lady that lost her 3 kids can still do it, but I don't want to lie behind it. I don't want to lie behind it and say, I'm doing it and I got a superwoman cape on and it's that, because it's not. But I'm doing it. And if I can help somebody else, we can help each other. We could call me and cry together or something. You know, I don't want to bring anybody's spirits down or anything. I just want to help. And you know, some people might even stop to say, well, how's she going to help somebody? She can't even help herself. Didn't she just say, but you don't know who I am inside. Because I am still standing with those three.
Damn
Let's
right.
put that up.
Damn right.
Okay.
With those three.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I just try to help, you know. Just try to help, because just speaking to somebody and just giving somebody a hug, anything, you don't know what you could be doing for that person. You know, everybody needs somebody.
Everybody.
And I think that's where it falls short.
Yeah.
I think that's where everything falls short. Everybody needs somebody.
Yeah. So that's the you know, that's the energy that we're gonna put out there, man. And you know, going forward, like, I wanna help you help. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is that I could do, and you know, help you get the book down, help you with, you know, I'm definitely gonna help you with the podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we have to build the things that we don't have, right? So if we don't have strong support systems, we have to start building our own strong support systems. Because, you know, it's not the quantity, it's the quality, right? So you don't have to have a large support system, but if you have, you know what I'm saying, good support system, that's better than having, you know what I mean, a lot of little bit of support system.
That's right.
And so we want to build our own. We want to build our own community. We want to build our own people, and that's, you know, that's the whole branch of, you know, new direction and one-on-one with eight and coming together, because we have to build our own. Right. Nobody is gonna. Superman not coming to save nobody. No. Like, you can't just sit on the ledge and say, "Oh, I'm waiting for help." Or, yeah, you're going to die on there. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start doing for ourselves and each other.
If I would have sat back in my sorrows,
you would have decayed.
I probably would have needed you to send me an Uber to get here.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like, I don't know. I guess it's who I was. And I guess it's who my mother was. And I guess it's who I'm involved around now, you know, like.
And it's who your boys was. Because they wasn't. We saying your oldest fight till the end. You know what I'm saying? They all fought. So it's, you know, that wasn't, you know, like Nunu had run-ins too, and he pulled through all of them. Like, it's always been that. It's all like I told you. Like, since I've known y'all always been bright characters. Y'all always had spirit, and laying down was never. That was never acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, no, you handle that. You know what I'm saying?
And don't do it with telling on nobody and stuff like that, because you don't do that.
You don't do that. You stand on your own.
You stand on your own. You get yourself into a jam. That's it.
Yep.
You know, and it's not the thing to whereas, oh, you don't know. It's not that. It's just, I taught my kids how I was raised up. The snitching thing and all this other stuff, we not doing none of that. But if you out here in these streets, don't sit there and act like you don't know what's going on if they come for you. Mister, I'm a killer, I'm a gangster, I'm this and I'm that. You know, and that's what a lot of is going on out here. Some of these young people out here in these streets doing whatever they doing, but when it's their turn, they singing like canaries. You know, so everybody out here is not a gunslinger, and I don't care if you are a pistol packing peep. You know, so I know the real deal what's going on out here. So that's another thing that I can speak on. I know what's going on out here. You know, I had to deal with the insides and outsides of all this stuff. So, you know, I just, you know, it's just, I look at stuff in a whole different manner. You know, I get mad sometimes that my kids got killed. Because my 3 guys were some stand-up guys. Half of the stuff that these young men doing, even the people that had something to do with them, you know, that these young men doing now, You do whatever you're doing, but then when you get behind that wall or you get wherever you at, you know, if you a man, you're a man.
You gotta stand on it.
That's
you have
it.
to stand on it, and that's the thing. You know, like I said, you know, like even talking about these younger generations, and they want to live up to ransom name. They want to live up to wreck.
If you want to live up to ransom name, do what you gotta do and do what you want to do. But don't be out here doing nothing for nobody, and don't be nobody's stunt dummy. Because that's far from what my son was. And if I even stop to think right now to the day that my son was a stunt for somebody or something right now, I would be pissed off.
I know you would.
Because I ain't
that wasn't what was going on.
Stand on your own.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of these killings going on out here now. These kids don't have nothing to stand on. And I say kids because I'm older than them. These kids don't have nothing to stand on. You know, some of their parents not here. You know, and some of them doing what they want to do or doing what they want to do because they can.
Yep.
You know, and for you to just recklessly do something, come on.
Yeah. No principle, no nothing. It's just, you know, there's no accountability being taken out here, right? It's nobody is even holding them accountable, and the reckless behavior just get more and more and more because nobody is checking them, and they feel like they don't have to answer to nobody. Oh, this, that, and the third. We could just get drunk or high or whatever and go do whatever. It ain't gonna be no real repercussions, or it's just, you know, it's like I said, it's a lot of foolishness, man. And they try to outname, you know what I mean? They try to outname names. Oh, I do more than this, or whatever the situation is, man. And it's just like, at some point, like, we have to come together, right? We have to come together. We have to, you know, we got to lead by example, man. And that's why I'm definitely glad that you came and was able,
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying, came up here and let your voice and your story be known and be heard, man. And to also let them know that this ain't it. It's about to be a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going, we about to get you,
You know, I appreciate it because it gave me something to look forward to for today. You know, like I said, for the past 3 days, it's just been tears flowing, but it gave me something to look forward to. As I always know, I have something to look forward to. You know, I just have to diverse the fact that this is going to be always consumed in you. Now, it's how you're going to deal with it now is what's going on. You're either going to be crying every day or, you know, what's going to happen. So, you know, I just have to see how I'm going to deal with, you know, all of this right here. Because it's freshly now coming, you know, but it's so then, you know. So, you know, that's what's going on. Okay. Yeah, that's what's going on.
All right. So, like I said last time, I just want to thank you for coming through.
I so appreciate it.
And
I so appreciate it.
We got the one and only Miss Sonia, man.
And I so appreciate everybody, you know, that even participated.
That's right, man. And one last time, what we got a book on the way. And
I'm gonna sit down and get this brain together because it's nothing. Because it's, you know, when you think about a book, you know, a lot of people said to me, "Oh, Sonia, you know, you're gonna get somebody to write it." I feel like I don't even have to. This is me. It's me, so it's nothing that I have to fornicate, no nothing. It's just everything I went through. You know.
It's already in you. You just gotta put it down, and we'll get an editor and get a publisher. And rock and roll from there.
I just gotta, you know, take some time for myself, you know, and stop trying to push myself so hard because I'm a human being. You know, and that's it. But who I am, and you know, the people that I'm around and stuff like that, I'm gonna go get it. So I'm gonna go get it. You know, and everything's gonna fall. Everything happens for a reason. I never understood that method or whatever, you know. And I'm not even talking about the kids because I don't even think that was a part of whatever. But they say everything happens for a reason. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But it's some good things to come about. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So, thank everybody for tuning in, man. To the next one, we out.